Akwa Ibom State Government has confirmed that it will integrate more than 2,200 village youth presidents into the state security architecture as part of measures to strengthen intelligence gathering and community-based security. Governor Umo Eno also confirmed the initiative is aimed at making the state more proactive in addressing emerging security challenges, especially as preparations continue for the introduction of state police. The governor explained that village youth presidents who reside within communities across the states, more than 2,200 villages, will be trained by the Nigerian police, the DSS, on intelligence gathering and community operations. Now, Rise News analyst Daisha Wale joins us to discuss this initiative and the need for due diligence in making the model work. Good afternoon, Mr. Shibwale. Many thanks for being here.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure. Yes,
do you deem this a welcome development?
Well, it is an innovation, and at first sight, I commend it. Although it's like creating a fourth tier of governance now at the local government level, because you have local government chairman, and then you have a village president in the various local governments. Well, if it is like it was said in that brief, if due diligence is done, you should be able to integrate into the tier of governance that we already have. Because the nearer intelligence gathering is to the ground, the better for security. The better for security. And it is an initiative which I think is even long overdue. Because we always cry that our youth are unemployed. It's a way of involving them. Because if you have village presidents, there must have been some democracy in putting them there. I wouldn't expect them to be appointed. Maybe they are elected by youths who are their peers, and then they must have some form of authority, some sort of respect and confidence by those they have to work with. It is a community-based initiative, and it should be commended. I'm not saying it should be copied by other states, because Akwa Ibom State is different from any other state. It has taken its own initiative. Let other people look amongst themselves, put their eyes to the ground, and see where they have security failures, and how they can involve youths. Because youths are agents for recruitment when they are unemployed, and that is why you see all these insurgents and jihadists all recruiting people in spaces where you have absence of government and we have unemployment. They impose their rule and collect taxes and take on our armed forces. It's a welcome initiative. Let's leave it at that for now.
And, to your last point, you mentioned the armed forces. How does a group like this work alongside the military, police, now that, even the Senate is expected to pass that bill on state police tomorrow? I mean, where do these youths actually fit in?
Well, it should, because this is Akwa Ibom State. If you initiate something, you must find a way of implementing it. It is a policy statement, but to integrate it, you must, as at now, work the police officer or the state commissioner and tell them that this, they can arrest them or attack them, that these are legitimate use, these are legitimate functions being performed by these village presidents. And, they said they will train them. They train them, they integrate them into the security apparatus as it is, until we have state police, which has taken very long in coming. We thought it was a sprint, it's becoming a marathon. But I hope we get there one of these days. So it's a welcome development. There is I don't want to go communist now, but there is a saying in communism, eternal vigilance is the price of liberty. In communist one-party states, security is the priority. Because unlike your protests on human rights and all that, you take on the state, you're incarcerated. The state's ruled by state terrorism, by coercion. Yes, we don't want that. That is why you want civil liberties, you want democratic setup, but then it's not giving us sufficient security, and it's not peculiar to this place. Because it says too many cooks spoil the broth. That is the problem of democracy globally. See, the people's expectations and patience are running short of the rate of service delivery by the democratic governments globally. Whereas communist China, I don't want to mention their names, they are putting food on the table faster than the democratic governments all over the world. But that is the problem of democracy, and it's a matter of choice. That was what we have chosen. But this development in Akwa Ibom is inclusive, and it is forward-looking, and it will yield dividends, hopefully, in terms of better security for the people. Any state that wants, nobody is stopping any state from improving security in its territory, but they all go to Abuja, expect the president in Abuja to, which is wrong. It's a federation. It's a multi-ethnic state. Each area has its own peculiarities, its own talents, its own resources. Let them use it in a way peculiar to the area to develop the area. Sam?
Mr. Shibali, I appreciate the point you made earlier, saying Akwa Ibom is different from any other state. So in terms of trying to scale this, that might not necessarily be the way to go. But at what point does community-based security become a substitute for fixing the institutional failures that we see in the police and other formal security agencies?
It cannot be a substitute. It can be part of it.
Okay.
It's part of it. The paraphernalia we have for maintaining our security, those seem to have been successful or functioned well. But they are functioning on a day-to-day basis. But the security is still lax. And people are getting fidgety. And again, it's a duty of government to provide safety, public safety, law and order for the people that have voted them into power. It's a tax they just have to do. It's a tax they just have to do. You see, and it is extremely selfish if leaders feel safe in their own environment and just peep outside and don't give a damn what is going on with people outside. It should not be like that. And it should not happen in democracy. That's why the initiative of the Akwa Ibom governor is commendable. It's people-oriented, it's community-focused. And I wish it well.
Mm-hmm. But I think the skepticism from some people is just the fact that criminal elements can easily infiltrate. You never really know how oversight or how comprehensive the oversight will be in creating these new groups. What would you think are some of the strategies the government should be thinking about?
That's why in our brief said due diligence. Mm-hmm. Due diligence. And that is very crucial. The Nigerian scenario. You see what monsters some local government people have become now in their locality. You see, they have funds, and the funds are not used for public goods for people, but you see signs of ostentatiousness, of wealth, with young people who have just that is why the government should do due diligence. I know I said it earlier that they should not become like local government chairman down the ladder. Mm-hmm. Down the ladder, which is will just be an extension of corruption and poor leadership. Well, you can only pray that the due diligence is well done and is productive and positive. Because if government makes a plan, you cannot just at the onset say it will not succeed. But the paraphernalia, the institutions to make implementation possible are always there. Once the budget has been voted, it can be done. But if people steal the money, you go to court, but they have stolen the money. So that's where the due diligence comes in. Due diligence, due process in the selection and appointment or election of the youth presidents, so they don't be presidents for their own pockets.
That's a good point, Mr. Shibali. Can you just outline three metrics that should be used in the selection process, since we're talking about due diligence?
Are you my teacher now?
I'm asking. No, I would like you to teach us briefly
Okay,
what you think should be non-negotiable. 3, if you don't mind.
To pick those presidents.
Yes, please.
Well, they must have good educational qualification.
Okay.
They must come well recommended by people who are well respected in society. They must be known in society. And they must have shorties to stand for them. Well, you use all this in almost all appointments, and they go hurry. So hopefully this will not go hurry. Because if it is implemented, means the government has more ears to the ground to know what is going on and can preempt mishaps or crimes from happening. That is the duty of a democratic government. To get elected, to protect people and make their lives safe so they can pursue the wherewithal to earn a living. Yes.
Well said, Mr. Dayo Shobuale. Thank you very much for joining us on Newsday on this topic.